Hi, welcome to the live sessions of the 6-week Animator Incubation. Hi, welcome to the Q&A session with Howard Wimshurst. He is an award-winning full-time animator producer who gets paid for having fun doing something he loves to do. This session is 1 hour and a half, but you can navigate through it very easily here in YouTube. To find the questions you're interested in the Q&A more quickly, please refer to the timestamp noted in the description. In the session, we mentioned some links to websites and resources that were posted in the chat, but don't worry, you can also find the transcript of that chat below the index in the description. Enjoy. So how are you, Howard?
I'm good, thanks. I'm really good. Yeah.
Really
I'm at
nice.
my friend's house. It's her birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've been partying, but I'm here now.
Dude, thank you so much then for giving us this time. Okay, let's see who else joins. I had a couple of students who canceled the call, so
That's okay.
I believe they couldn't make it. So let me check this out. Super cool. Shannon,
Hello.
hey,
Hi,
hello.
Shannon.
Hi, Howard. Big fan of your animation work and
Oh,
stuff.
thank you.
So cool. I'm
it's
from
cool that we're talking.
I'm from South Africa.
South Africa.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
What time is it
South
there?
Africa specifically, because I've been to South Africa.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've
Nice.
been to
It's like
Johannesburg.
It's like 1 a.m. now.
Oh, yeah, it's midnight for me. Yeah, but I stay up late anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, same. I'm an animator as well, so I kind of stay late anyway.
Yeah, seems common with animators. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm amazed that Constanza has reception on the train. That's amazing. Whenever I go on the train, there's never any.
You are gonna you're gonna listen how the Chilean metro sounds. In here speaking, yeah. Now actually, I think this is gonna sound a little bit loud.
That's okay. You can say, hey, it's an important meeting. Very important.
Yes, international meeting. Yeah.
Actually,
Like 100% remote.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So Shannon, tell me a bit about yourself.
Oh, flip. Yeah, I basically grew up watching anime and Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, and that's kind of how I got into animation. So like, I've always wanted to figure out how Dragon Ball Z was made. So
It's amazing, like the legacy of Dragon Ball Z, like how many people, how many lives it's affected. So many people I've met have like grown up watching it, and it's taught them so many values about the world and about themselves. It's amazing. Yeah.
It is. It's so cool.
I was one of those people as well. Yeah.
Yeah, rushing from school, trying to get home so I can watch TV and stuff like that.
Yeah, that makes me feel nostalgic. That reminds me of my childhood as well. Yeah.
Don't tell me you didn't do a Kamehameha once.
Yeah, I probably did. Oh, that's great.
So cool.
Okay, I have the questions prepared in a little presentation. I send them to you so you can get an idea. But
yeah, I've got them.
I want to wait like 5 more minutes so we can just chill, just to wait a couple more students. Is that okay, Howard?
Yeah, I'm gonna just try and be on my. Okay, I can still hear you guys when I go onto my email because I'm doing this from my phone right now.
Yeah.
But I've got up the questions here, so I can read them from here.
Okay. No, actually, I have them here, so I'm gonna put them on the screen so you can see them easier.
Okay, great. Yeah.
By the way, Constanza, because let me just show you because
yes.
I was laughing so hard when she prepared the questions. Let me just share the screen of the presentation. So this is this Howard?
Yes, it's TV version.
Oh
Is it
yeah, like in our last session, she was drawing me.
What?
for
Yeah,
all
That's so
the
cool.
questions?
but as
For
a
all the
chibi.
questions?
Oh my god,
Yes.
So yeah, for every
Whoa.
question, every single question
Yes.
has a different version of you reacting to
Oh,
that question.
that's so cool.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's cute.
So claps for Constanza. That was beautiful, Constanza. You just made it.
I can't clap. I'm holding my phone. Hold on.
I'm gonna party here alone in the metro.
Yay!
Yeah.
That was so cool. That was so cool. Okay, let me.
Constanza has been teaching me how to draw chibis as well.
Oh.
Oh,
Because I never draw chibis. That's not something
Yeah.
I do very much. But she's very good at
True.
it's like the
Guys.
staple of all artists. You have to draw chibis at least once.
They're good. They're really
Yes.
good to learn, actually. Yeah.
You have to draw it at least once.
I learned a lot from trying to draw one. Yeah.
It's either that or at least one DBZ pick, like tracing over them and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
Like
that's what I used to do in school. Yeah.
That's a lot of people's first drawing is Dragon Ball Z, tracing a Dragon Ball Z character. But you got to start somewhere, right?
I started there actually with Dragon
Yeah,
Ball.
yeah.
When they started with the Super Saiyan, I was like, "Oh my god!" I didn't know the series, but when I saw that, I was like, "That looks so cool!" So I was dying for those two, and then it took like 3 more years to come to Mexico, and then when I started watching it, I went crazy.
Oh man, when Goku turned Super Saiyan for the first time, that was like, oh my word, that was like the best thing.
Yeah, and actually I got a little trauma because my favorite character was Krillin. So when he scared, so
Krillin's like the underdog.
So
a
bad.
huge catharsis when Goku starts kicking his ass. I was like, yeah. Oh my god. It was
Exactly.
insane.
Oh man. And then the episode ends just when it gets good.
Sorry. It kind of stopped. What?
And then the episode ends when it gets good.
Oh yes, yeah. When he gets in Super Saiyan, that's when it ends, right? The cliffhanger.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Tony! Hello, Tony.
Hi.
Hello.
Whoever's just
Hi,
joined.
Tony.
Hello.
Finally come back. Still in the train.
Yeah.
Hi, Kenzo. Nice to see you.
Hello,
Hi.
Kenzo.
Hello. I can't see you, but hello.
That's all right.
I can just see you four. I can see Shannon, Mark, and Constanza.
Yeah. Anyone else? If you have a camera, it's good to see you guys. Come on.
Yeah,
If you're on
but
your phone,
I
The
don't
more the
have
merrier.
a camera here, so
are you on the phone or computer?
no. It's on I'm on my desktop, but
Okay.
mine doesn't have webcam.
Okay. But anyone else, if you have a camera, come on, turn it on.
So
instead of
cool to meet you
watching-
guys.
Yeah.
Same here. Yeah. This is really exciting. And like,
Yeah.
I feel anything in the middle of the night, anything
Tricia!
in the middle of the night is really exciting.
Also,
Something about it being late, I just love it.
nice.
Especially
Beautiful.
Howard, I've been following your
Maybe-
YouTube videos for a long time.
Oh, that's great. Oh, thank you for watching them.
Yeah.
I never expect anyone to watch them. And then when people say, hey, I watched your video, I'm like, what do you mean? Oh,
Dude,
wait.
you literally,
Yeah, that.
dude, you literally like the mascot for everyone that wants to be an animator, freelance.
Oh, that's great.
You're like carrying the torch almost.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm like, this is Jazza, and I just took the torch from Jazza. Like,
Yeah.
just love Jazza. Yeah.
Did Jazza pass the torch?
He didn't
Is he not
literally,
doing it
but
anymore?
I've always seen him. okay, it's not something I can help, but because he's like, I think he's in his early 30s, and I just turned 26, and for some reason I've always seen him as like my older brother. I have an older brother, and obviously my older brother is not replaceable, but Jazza,
like the professional older brother.
There's like, you can't help it. Like, he just feels like my older brother.
Oh yes.
And I met him. I met him in London.
Oh really?
Yeah. I went to one of his meetups and I met him, and like I was at the end of the queue because he's very, very popular. And I was at the end of the queue, and like at the end of the day, finally, once he met everyone else, he must have been exhausted. And then I shook his hand, and he like quickly took a picture with me, and then left. I was I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for like to talk to him properly, like sit down with a coffee.
Oh yeah.
He's too popular. He's too popular.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Animator celebrity.
Yeah, he is. He is the celebrity of the animation world. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's not known for his animations. When he was younger, like when he was maybe my age or a little bit younger, he made some series. He made a series called Paladin, and he made a series called Larry.
Oh, the Larry ones. That's the
I think
one
I remember
Larry was Larry was kind of like a medieval comedy, and Paladin was comedy, but it was still like medieval mythology and stuff. And those had a massive impact on me as a child. Like, those were like the first time I remember having this conversation with my friend at school, and he told me about Jazza, and he said Jazza makes his cartoons all by himself. And I said, no, all by himself? No way, that's impossible. Like, you can't make an animation by yourself, right? It's made by like, I don't know, like a big studio, a big team of people. And he said, no, he made everything. And I was like, like, that was it for me. Like that, and that set everything in motion. I have so much to thank Jazza for. Yeah,
that's so cool. Yeah, because I kind of get like, oh, we're starting.
Hi Tony.
Alrighty, so we're gonna start. Anyone else who just joined, if you have a camera, turn it on. We like seeing faces.
I can see Tony.
Tony.
Faces.
Yeah, you're driving.
Oh, I can see more.
Jamar.
Awesome. Nelly.
Where are you guys from?
Tricia. Hi.
I'm from Greece.
Greece.
Whoa.
Hi.
Yes.
From
So
all
cool.
over the world.
Can I actually leave for a while? I mean, I want to change computer, so.
Okay, yeah, that would be so cool.
Sure.
So we can see you,
Yeah,
or if you have a smartphone too, you can join there.
My phone is not very good.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Awesome. Righty. Is it Jose or Jorge? I don't remember. JJ. Jose.
Two.
It's Jose Saúl.
Jose. Hola, Jose.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
So Nelly, you are from Greece?
Greece.
I'm from Mexico.
Yeah. I know. I heard them like, what time is it gonna be here? And it's 2 a.m. So yeah.
And
It's 1 a.m. here by me.
there you are, Zin. Hello.
Thank you for coming at such a late time.
So, yeah, thank you. That's intense. Tricia, where are you from?
I'm from the Philippines.
Philippines.
Nice.
Oh, amazing.
And Zing. Hello, Zing. Maybe you're connecting your audio. Or Jamar.
Yes.
Jamar, where are you
Hi,
from?
Jamar.
Canada.
Okay, so with you, it's a good time, right? Like 7 p.m. probably.
Yep.
7. All right. Okay, guys, we're gonna get started now. Ready? So I'm gonna share my screen and Howard is going to be answering your questions. So first of all, Howard, thanks so much for joining us. We are like super, all of you, you're filled with fans in here. We're like, Howard, he's gonna answer my question. Yes. So yeah, I'm so excited. So thank you very much. I'm gonna share my screen now. And you're gonna see little Howard here. And then, okay, so this is a question by Shannon Beckett. Shannon, are you here? Is that you, right?
I can see him. Hi, Shannon.
Yes.
Yes. So can you tell us about your question? How do you start freelancing as an animator, motion designer, and what clients should I look for? Oh, sorry.
Okay, so that's the question.
Yes.
How do I start freelancing as an animation designer, and what clients should I look for? Now, this could come as quite a shock to you, because this is going to flip your world upside down. You ready?
Okay.
So this is just my method. It's one method. I'm not saying this is the only way, but it's the best way. So
the Howard way.
Yes, the Howard way. It's a good way. I never chase clients. That's my, if I could write one thing on your wall, if I could come into your house and write one thing on your wall, it'd be never chase clients. So what does that mean? I follow that rule. So that means you only respond to clients who contact you. And this might mean that you wait a while for a commission, but I think it's worth the wait. And that means basically, if I look back, and the reason I say this is because I looked back at all of the commissions that worked when the deal actually went through and it actually happened, and it was good. And the thing they all had in common was that I was contacted first by them. They contacted me, and then I responded to them. Now, there's a rule in marketing or in sales where basically you can't make someone want something. You can only provide something that they already want. And I find that to be the case with commissions as well, with art commissions and animation commissions. By the way, when I'm answering these questions, I'm not talking about studio work. I can offer you a little bit of information on studios, applying to studios, working for big studios and companies and things. But I am primarily an independent animator, which means that anyone from anywhere can contact me, and they have no background in animation or anything, but they can say like, here's the money. Can you make an animation? And then I will take it from there. It's like, okay, let's arrange a deal, handshake, and then from there you don't have to worry. Like, I will handle everything. So that's different from, I have to make the distinction that's different from studio work. Yeah, there's certain things that I have to distinguish, because there are different types of animators. There are pure animators and there are animation producers. I'm an animation producer. So that means that once I arrange that business deal, I have a budget and I can produce the animation by any means necessary. That sometimes means that I will hire another animator. That's something that you can't do if you're working for a studio and you're working as the animators, like you're expected to do the work. With an animation producer, it's more like your responsibility is just to make the animation. So I have to make that distinction first. I hope that's clear. So going back to the question, Well, let me just read the question
And
again.
actually, sorry, actually, I thought I shared the screen, but I didn't. Duh. So here it is.
How do you start freelancing as an animator / motion designer? So motion designer, do you mean motion graphics?
Yeah.
Motion graphics. So motion graphics is a slightly different. That's a slightly different category to animation. It's tricky because there are lots of animation is very broad if you think about it, and motion graphics is a smaller segment within animation. And I would have to look up the definition to tell you exactly what it is. But essentially, there's this concept in motion graphics of assets. So let's say you type out some text. That's a typical thing that a motion graphics artist would do. They type out some text, and then that is their asset. They have that as an asset. With that asset, they can move it around. They can apply effects to it. A typical motion graphics software would be After Effects, Adobe After Effects. So that's slightly different. And this is why that distinction is important, because certain industries really are demanding After Effects and motion graphics. And they are different industries from animation, what you would typically have for hand-drawn animation. Some really good, stable bases for commissions in motion graphics. One of the best ones that I've heard of, and I'm not from motion graphics, but one of the best ones I've heard of is title sequences for films. If you've looked at any film, they have like the titles of the A-list celebrity, Leonardo DiCaprio, and it will like, it will illuminate the text as it appears on screen. That's motion graphics.
Yeah.
So so it's slightly different.
Like also intros for series and stuff like that.
Yeah, intros for series is a great one as well. It's like I think one of the really important things is composition. I just believe that composition is especially important in motion graphics because you're working with assets. You can't necessarily, I mean, it's important in drawing as well, but with motion graphics, the placement of where you put it on the screen is very important.
Yeah.
There's a sense of balance, and you should be definitely researching things like the Fibonacci spiral, which is essentially a ratio. I would recommend you write that down. Fibonacci, Italian word.
The golden ratio.
It's golden ratio. 1.9, I believe, 16 by 9. Very important ratio for composition and placement. I don't recommend you just only stick to Fibonacci, but rule of thirds, symmetry, triangle ratios, use of diagonals, horizontals, and vertical lines. The difference between those, the shape language, triangles versus squares, circles, semicircles. These are all components. They're like the building blocks and the vocabulary of strong compositions. I think that as a motion graphics artist, if that is what you're aiming for, those are especially important. With that should be typography. The industry that I talked about earlier with title sequences, end title sequences, and opening title sequences, composition there, I think that's very important. Typography, understanding the difference between thick, like bold text and thin text, italic text, sans serif versus serif, kerning. These are important distinctions to make. Understanding what happens when you increase the space, the kerning, the space between the character, the letters. What is the what is the effect of that? How does it communicate something different to the audience? And that's what it always boils down to, is it's the art of communication. It's with fine art, that's the problem I have with fine art. It's no good if you're doing something that no one else understands. But I guarantee you, if I created a title sequence and I used these ratios, I used these principles to imply a certain thing, you would instinctively understand it. It's an instinct we all share. We all understand what is meant by these things on an instinctive level. So I went all over the place with that, I'm sorry, but I hope you were able to write down some notes from that and hopefully get something that is helpful to you. Some things to look into for your research.
I think my question was a bit too broad because they were both too big differences. Like, so I think I kind of wanted to like get an answer that was like that like kind of relates to both, but like I can understand now it's a bit too broad. It's a bit too broad of a question. So
yeah, I think the answer is always going to reflect the question. So if you ask something broad, I'm going to have to answer with something broad. Because and if you ask something specific, I can answer something specific.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. No, it's fine. It's fine by me. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
That's cool, Shannon.
Yeah, I'll give someone else a chance.
Yes, please. So
I enjoyed that.
We have a couple of questions, and we don't want to just have a one-on-one. I want to serve the whole audience. So
yeah.
The next question is, I'm sharing my screen, right? Okay. I took the time right now to make the letters a little bit bigger.
I love it.
So Tricia,
I love it.
Tricia asks you, can you easily get in the industry after graduating? If not, what can you say about trying to get into it? Tricia, can you mute yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, just in case you want to add any comments to your question to Howard.
Okay.
That's a good question. It's a very good question. I first want to ask, how old are you?
I just turned 18.
18. Okay. Yeah. So you're definitely at that age where you're starting to think about, well, you're in graduation kind of age and wondering what the next step is. Now, I'm a bit conflicted here because I always like to be encouraging. I encourage as much as I can. I will always try to encourage, but I don't think it will be helpful to give you a false answer here. For example, if I said to you, oh yeah, it's easy. I mean, anyone can do it. And then you go and you try to apply, and then find it harder than it actually is. That would actually not be very helpful information. Like, that would actually be damaging to you. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to mislead you with misinformation just to make you feel good. And I also want to be encouraging. It's very difficult here because like I'm carrying a very fine line. It's like a tightrope between being discouraging and being encouraging, but also being like realistic.
Howard way.
Very difficult. Yeah, very difficult. So yeah, I think can you easily get in the industry after graduating? It's hard. And the reason I know this is because I've heard multiple accounts from Cal Arts graduates. So if you don't know, Cal Arts is a university in the United States, and it is the creme de la creme of animation students. It's a very expensive course for one thing, but it's also a curated talent pool of great animators, great filmmakers, and they struggle to get into the industry. Now, that's probably quite discouraging for some people to hear.
Really quick, you have your camera off right now.
Oh, you can't see me?
No.
Okay, hold on. Okay, can you see me now?
Yes.
Oh, right. So it's when I moved to, because I've got them written down, the questions, so I can like.
Yes.
So I might have to turn my camera off briefly occasionally.
Okay. Thank you.
So it's not easy. Now, this is the weird thing. So the animation industry, that's actually a certain segment within a larger economy. The animation industry, I think most people understand the industry as being it's studios. I think that's what people imagine. Like when you say, can I get into the animation industry? I think what you're saying is, can I join a studio, perhaps a business of 5 to 10 employees or more, and have a stable paycheck? And I think that the other vision is for you to be paid to just draw keyframes. Now, that is that's part of the animation economy, but it's not the whole thing. Now, I have earned my income and basically had a job for years as an animator, whilst never being in the animation industry, technically speaking. I would say I'm outside of the animation industry because I'm a freelance animator. I make animations for people and they come directly to me. I do not work for a studio. There is not an animation director or an art director looking over my shoulder saying, you need to change that. You need to change that frame. That might be good or that might be bad, that I don't have that, but I don't have that. So
it's like you're the director of your.
I'm the director. I'm the director. I'm the animator. I do the whole works. Like if as a client, someone comes to me and they say, Howard, I'd really like for you to create 10 seconds of animation for me, I would ask them what it's about, what the story's about. We would talk about budget and everything, but then from there, it's all me. I decide. I make every decision. Now, the reason that can happen is because I have faith that that client came to me because they wanted my style. If they didn't want my style, they would have gone to someone else. So there's that kind of gives me confidence. It's like, wow, they came to me and during our discussions, they usually say, hey, we really liked that thing you did for this film, Wild Fur, Encounter, Goliath, Sam Calder, one of the films that I've made. And they said, we really like what you did on that film. So that gives me confidence. It's like, okay, so they already like what I've made on this. So I can do more of that. And you know, I've already kind of passed their test. And from there, I make all the decisions. Let me just check back to see what the question is, because I don't want to get it wrong. Let's see. Can you easily get into the industry after graduating? If not, can you say about trying to get into it? Yeah, so, okay, so let's get to the second half of the question. So I've already said it's not necessarily easy to get in. It takes a lot of persistence. And I think someone I heard say it, did you know Jack Ma, who's he's the richest man in China, I believe. He owns Alibaba, which is the largest business in India. he failed getting into Harvard like more than 10 times. And nowadays, like, he has enough money to basically buy Harvard. Like, you know, but I think that's really inspirational. But he's the kind of guy who, the thing is, for you to fail getting into Harvard 10 times, you need to have applied to Harvard 10 times. Amazing. Like, someone on their 9th attempt to apply to Harvard decided to give it another go. To just, like, I've failed 9 times. Let's do it anyway. I'll do it again. Wow, like, that's so inspiring. So I think you should try to be that kind of person. The kind of guy or girl who has failed 9 times, but just decides, you know what? Let's do it again. Let's do it again, because why not? Yeah, so it's all about persistence. Like, I talked to one of my students on the Animator Guild Academy yesterday, and she said that she couldn't understand why her social media portfolio and her ArtStation wasn't taking off. It wasn't like gaining the numbers that she wanted. And she had like 5 posts, I think. And I had 5 posts. And then I looked on her YouTube channel and she had 5 posts. And I had 200 posts. And I said to her, the only difference between you and me is that I have 196 more posts than you. That's the only difference, because she's a really good artist. She makes really good animations, really nice animations, but she's only made 4 posts or 5 posts. So that's the only difference. If she made the same, if she kept on going, if she kept on putting them out, same rate, keep going, she'd be at the same place as me or more. I'm not special. I just got in the habit of doing it again and again and again. That's it. It's like, you know, that's like, there's no secret to it. It's just volume. You've got to put in the volume. You've got to make a lot of videos. Mark knows about this. Mark makes good videos, makes a lot of them. Doing great work. That's why we're here today. So Mark knows it's not about, you know, there's no secrets to it. With applying, I mean, there are some things that can give you the edge, but I think it's a lot of it is like repetition. Oh, and there's one other thing that's really important. Well, there's a few other things, but there's this thing that's come to mind is that with your portfolio, you've got to be really selective of what you choose to put in your portfolio to a studio. Now, here's what they don't tell you.
Ooh.
If you put in 5 good pieces of work, of animation work, and then you put in 1 bad piece of work, the bad piece of work makes the whole portfolio worse. So you have to be selective of what you choose to put in your portfolio, because if you choose a bad piece, that brings the rest down. Because here's what happens. Because I've been a client and I've been a freelancer. Like, I've hired animators. So I know exactly what's going through their head. Exactly what's going through their head. Because I am one. I'm the guy who hires you. Right? The thing that they're worrying about is, it's not the good pieces. It's like, What if it turns out like the bad piece?
Wow.
That's what they're worried about.
Yeah.
What if it turns out like the bad piece? So take the bad piece out. Take anything out that is not your best work.
Wow.
Let
me comment a little bit on that. When I hired people for some illustration, that is exactly what I did, and it was unconscious. I was like, yes. Oh no. One single bad one. I was like, no. Why not?
The bad piece is impacted negatively.
Exactly. Wow. I didn't know, dude. Thank you for
Yeah.
This is the Howard way, guys.
It's so hard. You know, it's like when I was I cut my show reel, you know, it's like a quick edit of lots of different things I've made. And I wanted it to be 3 minutes long. And luckily for me, the track that I chose was only 1.5 minutes long. So I cut down 3 minutes of animation footage. I had to be really ruthless. I've made a lot of animation over the years, a lot of animation. And I cut it down from 3 minutes of the best stuff. I thought, I want all of this in. I began looking for the faults, the things that other people might see, the things that are just slightly off. I took them out. And what I was left with was like at the core, this was this diamond of like the best stuff. And that's what I kept. And that's better. It's better that way.
And by the way, if any of you
just 3 pieces of art. If you need just 3 pieces, so be it. 3 is fine.
Super cool. And by the way, guys, if you haven't seen Howard's reel, you can go to his website, Animator Guild. Constanza, can you put the link, the animatorguild.com in the chat so anyone
I'm
can
searching for that.
check it out. That's
it's also on howardwimshurst.com.
Yeah, sorry, howardwimshurst.com is where is your reel. And
yeah, I got two websites. Yeah,
and the other one is his school. So if you want to study,
let's start with the school because it's the best one. Let's start with that.
Oh, thank you.
Really cool work, Howard.
Yeah, yes. He's our mentor. We're learning a lot from him.
Yes, he's
Tricia?
my teacher.
Tricia, how do you feel?
Hi, Tricia.
I feel encouraged.
Howard, the Howard way gives reality and encourages.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. All right, so let's go to the next one by Zing. You say, I'm still trying to animate. I still can't draw good anatomy yet. So there are limitations on my drawing. Everything is still learning. So how did you try to learn and become like that?
So it's interesting. It's really interesting about the anatomy thing because what I find, I have a forum called, it's on Discord, it's Animator Guild Community. And sometimes, you know, I stand back from it because I let people talk, I let people do their thing. But sometimes what you have on these forums is you have the blind leading the blind. It's like someone with 5 days experience teaching the artist who has 1 day experience. And you get some misinformation, and it would be better if they kind of, I don't know, if they asked someone who had a little bit more experience. With anatomy, I don't think anatomy is like the thing that underpins everything. Anatomy is very interesting and it's very important. But the way I see anatomy is a mechanism. It's like, for example, a car has anatomy. You have the crankshaft, you have the internal combustion machine, you have the gear stick. there are different things that combine to make the car work, and they are happening underneath the hood of the car, but they are there, and they are the internal things that are driving, that are pushing the car to give it the force. And the same can be said for the human body. Anatomy is typically seen as the human body, the bones, the muscles, there are layers of muscles, and then you've got the fat and the skin on top. That's not the thing that underpins everything. So that's the problem I have with the blind leading the blind, is they say start with anatomy. Anatomy is the most important thing. I've seen it said, and I've quickly rushed in there and said, no. There are steps that supersede that. So what are those steps? Well, before anatomy, I believe that one step before that, the thing that guides anatomy is 3D objects. Being able to draw a 3D object, a cube, a sphere. These shapes are really important because they actually dictate what you can do with anatomy. If you can't yet draw a 3-dimensional cube, you're a bit stuck when it comes to anatomy. So I would sooner recommend that you master the 3D cube, and this is what I teach in my course. Before we go into any anatomy, in fact, we don't teach a lot of anatomy in the course. We teach the cube, and it's like I have like a big lecture on just the cube, how to draw the cube in perspective. Very important. Once you draw the cube, like basically, have you ever played Minecraft?
Yeah.
It's a great game. It's all made out of cubes. So like you can make entire worlds out of cubes if you wanted to. So the cube is really important. I love cubes. Cubes are great, and boxes of all different shapes and sizes. Now, before the cube, you have perspective. So if you think about a cube, it's 3-dimensional. It's a 3-dimensional form that you're capturing with 2D, with drawing. A piece of paper like this is 2D, but on that 2D piece of paper, you're creating something that has the illusion of 3 dimensions, X, Y, and Z axis. Americans call it Z, I call it Z. English. Before perspective, you have other underpinning fundamentals, and these are shape language, line, dot, positive and negative. We're getting into like, it's kind of abstract here. And with those, that's really interesting as well, because with those, they are the real basic building blocks of drawing. And we go through them in the course as well. So I want to give you that comprehensive knowledge so that you actually, if you have that comprehensive knowledge of like the way things are built up, and you're not just on this shaky foundation that might collapse at any second. Because, okay, for human anatomy, let's say you learn everything there is to learn about human anatomy, and then I say to you, draw a Komodo dragon.
Yeah, that would be.
You're stuck. All of that practice is for nothing, because you learned how to draw human anatomy. So that's why it's important to have a stable foundation. With me, I would say, draw a Komodo dragon, no problem. First of all, I'm going to look at reference footage. I've got a process here, a proven process where I can look for Komodo dragon footage and observe it. And when I observe it, I am taking in certain things about the Komodo dragon lizard. I'm noticing that it's made up of these shapes specifically, and that it moves in this particular way. It's got these dimensions to it. It's made up of these colors. So, that's a good process for learning. Let me just check my notes, because I've got to make sure that I'm actually answering it. Can you wait? Which is the question? So
I'm
can you go
still
back to the slide?
Yeah, Mark, please can you share the...
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget what question I'm answering. Still trying to animate. I can't draw good anatomy yet. So there are limitations on my drawing. Everything is still learning. How do you try to learn and become like that? Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you've got to give yourself time to learn as well. Like, it's not, I think a lot of people are results oriented instead of being process oriented. So with the process, you get your enjoyment out of actually doing it, not of like the award ceremony or the film festival you go to where you win first place, or the 1 million views you get from it going viral. That's all the results, potentially the results, but the process, if you really just like, if you get to the end of a keyframe, you've drawn a frame and it's like, that's a nice frame there. I enjoyed that. I like that frame. That's nice. I got satisfaction from that frame. I like it. You get that intrinsic, like in your belly, like, yeah. Like sometimes I'll just get to the end of an animation. I'll have been drawing for a while. And then I'll be like, I'm gonna hit enter now. I'm gonna see what I haven't shown it to anyone, but I'll hit enter and I'll be like, yes, yes. Like, that's process oriented. That's like, so I haven't shown it to anyone. I haven't gotten any results from it. No one's given me a pat on the back and said, good job. It's just within me. Like, and I think that can be taught, and I think that can be learned, and that can be acquired, that can be developed. It doesn't have to be like this thing through natural selection or sort of like something that's genetic. I don't think it is. I think you can train yourself to be like that if you're just careful. If you I think it's changing your mindset. Yeah, I think you can do it. Let me read the question one more time because I just so scattered today. So
the question by Zing.
Yeah, Zing. Okay, so is this a 3-part question?
Yes, but I'm saving it for later.
Okay.
The other questions.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's move on to the second one then, because I think this might take a while otherwise.
Sorry about that. The question was a little long.
That's all right.
But thanks so much. Thanks so much. And then this question by Zazil that I saw that you turned on your camera. So you mentioned, I'm sharing the screen, right? Okay, yeah. I would like to know how to know when you're ready to start applying for animation jobs and how to get your first animation job.
Yeah. I think so the really obvious answer to this, which is maybe not what you're looking for, but I'll say it anyway, is that when an animation studio posts a job, it makes a job posting online, they typically say what they're looking for. They'll give like bullet points of like, they should know these softwares. They should be proficient in Adobe Photoshop, Adobe After Effects, Adobe Premiere. I don't know, they might say Adobe Illustrator. So work your way down the list, see if you actually know those softwares, but you might not. But okay. I think from my observation of those job postings, there's a little bit of wishful thinking going on there. Like they post a lot of these things. They're like, oh, this guy is going to be able to like juggle knives, and he's an aeroplane pilot, and he's also like really handsome, and like or like she's really beautiful. She has this long blonde flowing hair. It's like, come on, get real, man. Like that's it's wishful thinking. So yeah. yeah, I think a lot of them are culprits of that. So what I tend to say is like, if you can meet 3/4 of their demand, their expectations, then you might be ready. But the only way you'll really know is by applying. And you should just, you know, when you've graduated from university, or even if you haven't gone to university or gone to art school, but you've spent the equivalent amount of time learning how to make animation or artwork, then at the end of that same amount of time that a student would have taken, submit your portfolio, send it in, create a CV. CV stands for curriculum vitae. If you even just type that into Google, remember Google's your best friend. Type that into Google, and you'll see a bunch of examples. Put in artist curriculum vitae or artist resume example. Search results like that. What will show up is kind of like not the best examples, but like, oh right, like you'll be surprised what you find. Some of them actually do interesting things with their resumes, with their CVs. So have a look at that. Have a look on Google. Google Images is fine, and just see what they do. I was surprised because I thought it was like this very formal document written out, printed with just text. But then I realized like, oh, actually, like artists are getting creative. They're doing like charts. There are some of them that do like pie charts that like, this is my best skill. And it's like a pie chart and it's like that amount. It's like, this is animation. This is art. This is editing. They'll do things like that, which you won't know about otherwise. And they give good examples. So have a look at that and see what everyone else is doing. And then once you see what everyone else is doing, go a bit beyond. Do more than them, because you don't want to be like everyone else. Like everyone else, that's who you're up against. You're competing against them. There's a book I recommend called The Art of War. It has nothing to do with animation. It's one of the oldest books you'll ever find in the world. It was written by Sun Tzu, who was a Chinese warlord thousands of years ago. And he successfully defended against the Mongol hordes in China, I believe, something like that. And it's all about warfare. Now, The Art of War is a great book because it's holistic. It applies to everything and anything. It's about...
What is holistic?
Holistic means that, yeah, it means that it applies to other things outside of warfare. So it's a book primarily about warfare, but it applies to everything. And I recommend it because it's really short, it's holistic. You can use it in art and in business, in anything you go into, in politics, anything.
What's the name? Oh,
The Art of War. Yeah, so the thing with that is like, you know, if you want to beat someone at something, there are certain things you have to do. And so to put it in perspective, one time, because I'm an independent artist, I decided to not compete with other artists at these kind of things. Like applying for studios, you got to compete with many artists. I decided to not compete with them, and my life has been so much better since then. But when I once was trying to compete with them, I learned that there were 96 other applicants to the same job. One job.
Holy.
How's it going? This is
How's it going? How's it going?
a good friend of mine.
hello.
I'm Charlotte. I thought a joke. Oh, I'm at a party, by the way.
Oh.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. I will come out very soon.
Multitask.
That's my friend. I'm at her birthday party.
Oh,
I took a break
don't
to
feel
come
bad.
here. Very close friend of mine, my brother's girlfriend. Anyway,
Oh,
talk about the art of war. So yeah, I went to a job once. I tried to apply to a job and there were 96 other applicants for one job. And I didn't get the job. But it made me realize these other artists, unfortunately, I mean, this is the big bad world here. I'm competing with them.
mhm.
You could say we are at war. In war, you have to surprise the enemy. You cannot play into their expectations. With this case, when we're competing for something, I'm always trying to take you by surprise. I apply this in everything. So for clients, for example, this is really cool. Like when I have a new client, or if I have an old client, any client, I'm strategizing here, and I'm thinking very, very cunning. Like I'm thinking, I've got my thinking hat on, and I'm planning, I'm scheming. But what I'm thinking is like, how can I delight my client? How can I make my client really happy? Like, wow, Howard did this incredible thing for me. Wow, like he makes me feel so special. That's the art of war that taught me that. So you have to be really like strategic in these things. Let me check back with the question because I'm probably getting off topic.
I can share my screen again so we can also...
Yeah. Okay.
So I would like
Ready to start applying for animation jobs and how to get your first animation job. Okay, so I mean, my opinion is probably the slow opinion. Like it's the one that's not going to get you to the job fastest. Yeah, when it will take you a while to get the job, but when you do, it will be a better job. And you will be in a better situation. You'll have better negotiation leverage. So the way I recommend it is, if no one's asking you for jobs, if no one's asking you to work for them, keep working just on your own stuff and keep making animation, keep learning about animation and making your animation really good. And if you need to make money a different way, if you need to work as a waiter or waitress or behind a till, do that. And then during your free time, you're actually learning. You're really like advancing how you create animation until you're at such a good level. You can make animation really well, and then people will be like people will be knocking at your door like, please make me animation. Like, can you imagine that? Completely different dynamic to, because right now you're knocking at their door and they have 100, they have like, in my case, they had 96 other applicants knocking at their door. Why would they choose me? Like, even if I was the best there, it would take a miracle for them to realize that I'm the best. They just got so many people, they never need you. Now, animation is, so animation, the spots in animation studios is very limited. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There are not many spots for new animators in animation studios. What you are trying to do currently, which is you're trying to apply to big studios, maybe Disney, DreamWorks, Pixar, Illumination, Madhouse, in the West. In the East, maybe Madhouse, sorry, Bones, A1 Pictures, Kyoto, and actually not Kyoto anymore. They burned down, unfortunately. God rest their souls. But you're trying to apply to them, and there are very, very few spaces in them. Most of the time, I just want to be real with you. I do not want to give you false hope. That's why I'm saying this. Most of the time, they hire people they already know. They do not hire new people they don't know. Why would they? Put yourself in their shoes. They know a lot of people. They have connections. Why would they choose someone they have no clue whether they're going to be good or not? There's so much uncertainty. Why not just hire their friends? So there are very few spots available there. But zoom out from there. The entire animation industry, the demand for animation has never been higher. It's never been higher in history. We have YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime. Actually, I don't care about Amazon Prime, but like, wow, these are the indie animation scene, and like the economy for films, TV series, indie productions, YouTube, it's popping off. It's big. There's so much of it. So that must be an explanation for why freelance animators. I talked to a freelance animator recently because I just wanted to know if he was in the same situation as me, because I was like, dude, there are so many people wanting to hire me right now for their independent production, not a studio, but like just they need an animator to make something small for them. And he was like, I know, man, like I don't know what to do. My inbox is full. I can't respond to all of these guys. He said, I'm fully booked for the next 4 months.
That's great.
So there's this one sector of the industry, which is independent animation, which has massive demand. And then there's this sector here, which is studio animation, which has all the reputation. It has everything. Like, everyone thinks this is the cool place to be. But there's like this tiny amount of jobs every year that get posted. There's a massive queue outside. Most people are left out. And that's meant to be like, that's called the industry. Like, apparently this here is the industry. It's so unequal. And that's why I'm here preaching like independent animation. If you can get to that level where if you can make an animation by yourself, I want to know your email address and your contact info, and I will contact you because I'm looking to hire you. I would like to work with you because I need someone to send all of these commissions because I can't handle them all. There's too many of them. I turned down so many good work offers.
If this is real or this is just an example.
It's real.
Oh, okay.
It's real. I'm looking.
Yes, I get.
I'm looking for. Check my Twitter.
Okay.
I released a thing recently, which is sending out a recruitment. It's basically asking for. Now, bear in mind, I want competent animators, people who can make animation, and they are competent. They can make animation well. So it may take you a while to get to there, but I'm looking for you.
Okay.
And I
will check out.
I actually also want to drop something in there, a little comment. I know of a friend who was Disney wanted to hire her, and she said no because once she knew how much they were going to pay her and how much she had to work, she was like, hell no. she was making way more as a freelancer and was working less. So she was like, no. When I said, "Oh, did you say yes?" She was, "No." They would pay me half and double the work. So as a freelancer, she told me I can set my own prices, and if my demand goes up, I can just raise my prices.
Disney pays well, but will you ever get in? Do you realize that, like, with Disney, I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I went to Comic-Con in LA, and for the Disney portfolio review panel, where they look at your portfolio to see if you're good enough for Disney, the queue was out the door and round the block. Round the block. All the way around.
For real?
For Disney.
Yeah, I guess.
I look at that, I'm like, I'm not going to waste my energy with that. I'm here to make animations. I'm not here to wait in queue for a day, for the whole day, to get seen by someone like, I don't, like, I'm not the gambling type. I don't buy lottery tickets.
Because you like your
You're
free.
buying a lottery ticket by applying to Disney.
Yeah.
Very, very, very strong. This is, remember, guys, the Howard way. Get good enough so they come to you. That's really
I
powerful.
remember when I started following him in YouTube, he was very little. Now he's like very amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm able to, I don't know why, I feel like I'm able to say it here, and it's not enough people say it the way it really is. And I think I don't know everything about it, and I think my opinion is distorted a bit. So look for other opinions on it.
It's good to see that point of view, because when I started trying to learn animation, it was a long time ago, before I think you started posting YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But somewhat I was convinced that I was never going to be good by some very important people from my family. So I left everything. I forgot everything. Huh?
Are they artists? The ones who told you?
No, that's the problem. I listened to the wrong people.
Yeah.
So after many years, like 1 year ago, I started to draw, and right now I'm learning animation. So it's interesting to know also that point of view of the freelancers, because not a lot of people talk about that.
Yeah, like that's a typical non-artist opinion. Like the opinion that some people are born with it, some people aren't. Some people are gifted, some people aren't. That's a typical non-artist opinion. An artist opinion, like someone who has gone through it and learned art, realized, oh yeah, like this is actually a process which you can learn. Like even creativity.
I learned that 1 year ago.
Yeah, there's a book called Lateral Thinking. It's my most recommended book. I recommend it more than any other book. Lateral Thinking.
I haven't.
By Edward de Bono. Please link it.
Lateral Thinking. Okay, I'll search.
The book teaches creativity. Edward de Bono said that lateral thinking is deliberate creativity. That's what it is. So the book will teach you how to be creative. I bet you no non-artist, the non-artist would never think that that's a thing, like that's possible.
Yeah.
To teach creativity, but it absolutely is. Everything about creativity, everything about what we do can be taught and can be learned.
Yeah.
Anyone can do
I
it.
listened the same from a course I was learning about drawing. They were saying, the teacher was saying that the number one thing people gets confused about is that you're convinced that you need talent to learn something, but this was a skill. well, I started to learn drawing because I wanted to do animation also. So I guess it applies.
Yeah, and yeah, that thing I said earlier about enjoying the process, that's important, because I think if you saw my career as from outside of that, if you were someone who believed that art was really hard and it's like a hard thing to do, you would say, wow, Howard, you're so hardworking, you work so hard, wow, you're so resilient. I mean, all of that torturous drawing you did, like, wow, I could never have done so much drawing. It's like, you're so tough. Like, how are you able to do so much drawing? Drawing is so difficult. And I'm here like, no, drawing's fun. I have fun every day. I wake up and like draw, and it's like, and sometimes I'll be drawing and I'll be like, I'll start laughing to myself and I'll be like, this is my job. Like, I get paid for this. I get paid to draw.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Jackpot. Like, I'm lucky. I'm a lucky guy. I get paid to draw. It doesn't get much better than that.
Joker.
Okay. Out of respect for everyone's time, it has been an hour. This session was an hour, but we can continue.
Wow.
And if you guys want to drop off, don't worry, we're gonna record it. And Howard, I don't know, do you wanna keep going? I want to be respectful of your time.
I'll continue a little bit longer. I know that they want me out there, but it's my friend's birthday. Man. But
so do let me know. You do let me know, like just one question more, and then we can.
Yeah, let's have another question. Let's try another question.
Well, okay. So this one is by. Let me actually. I'm gonna see. I wanna first make sure that whoever is asking is here. So Rai Astrid, are you here? Hello. Let me. Zazil, and then Rai, are you here? Hello. I don't know. Let's go to Hung Lee. Tony, I saw you there earlier. I don't know if you're still here, Tony. Tony, I think you're here. Hello. Yes, there you go. Okay, so Tony, your question, where to start if I want to become a freelance animator? Okay, I think you already answered that in many levels.
I kind of half answered it. Yeah, where to start if I want to become a freelance animator? I think it's the same place as anyone. It's the same place as a hobbyist as well. I really find it concerning if someone has never animated before and then they say, okay, I'm ready to become a freelance animator. It's like, aren't you missing out a major step there, which is dabbling. Yeah, like maybe I should just dip my toe in and see if I like it first. Maybe I should make a little stick man, like make a stick man on a snowboard and have him go up the side of the frame and then do a little backflip and see if you like it. So that's the first animation I ever made. Is like a little snowboarder just going. That's appropriate. You know, I don't think you should like jump into it too fast. It is a big life decision to say I'm going to be a freelance animator. I'm going to make my income from animation related products and services. It's you know, but I consider myself to be now I've gone through it for a while. I call myself an animator, but really I'm a businessman who animates. So that's interesting. That's an interesting shift. Where I think I talked about this a little bit in the beginning, but pure animators versus animation producers. There's also like entrepreneurs, and I think Mark is an entrepreneur. If I saw an entrepreneur, that he fits the definition very well of an entrepreneur, which is like, yes, animation is our subject. That's what we do. That's what we talk about. We help people who want to animate. And that's our thing. Like, that's what we do. But, you know, for you, maybe your objective is to make someone smile that day. And that's a good objective to have as an animator. And then because you have that goal in mind, then the way you do that, you decide, okay, I'm going to make this silly animation where, you know, there's this joke and like this happens, and then you make them laugh or you make them smile. And then that's mission complete. You've completed the mission, but it wasn't necessarily something you had to do with animation. You could have done it a number of ways. You could have done a lot of different things. You could have made some street art. You could have written a screenplay. There's a lot of different ways you can make someone smile. But you see, that's, I don't know, that's it's a bigger way of looking at it, where it frees you from like, I have to make an animation. It has to be hand drawn to the animation. Maybe, but if you're a young person, like, keep your horizons open, like, keep your options open. You can do anything you want to do. Like, there are so many different parts, and with art, and drawing is an amazing skill where you can apply that to so many different disciplines. It's a great investment to learn to draw. It doesn't have to be animation. It can be all of the different things that are connected to animation. But yeah, that's just what I would have to add to that question. Let's go one more. I'm enjoying this. Let's go one more.
Yay, thank you, man. Lots of love, man. Thank you. Yeah, so this is so cool. By the way, guys, if you want to, like, for example, if you wanted to hire Howard for 1 hour, his time is, wow, you're getting so much right now. So much. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. Okay, so next question by Milkias. I don't know if you're here, Milkias. Hello, hello. I'm gonna go to the next. I'm gonna stay with people who are here. Okay, next.
I'll be out in a minute. Hold on, 1 second. I'm gonna alter one picture. Okay, one more thing. Okay. Right. I'm gonna alter one more question and then I'm coming out.
And you have your camera off.
Okay, this is the last question.
Alrighty.
Right. Can you hear me?
I demand.
Yes, but we can't.
How to develop your following online by social media?
Right now, it has the OBS logo, but
is it Rad?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Rad.
Let's see if you can get this camera working.
Oh. Hi, Rad. Rad's a member of the Animator Guild Academy.
Oh no, it's not letting me turn it on. Come on, camera. Oh, I guess my camera's saying, "Oh, you want to see Howard?" He's not going to see your face today.
But anyway, let's go with this because we don't want to take more of Howard's time. So anyway, yeah, the question: how did you develop your following online via social media?
Okay, that's a good question. I developed my following online by posting regularly on a social media network that I liked. And that is exactly what I would recommend to other people. Post regularly. Weekly is preferable. Bi-weekly, you know, once every 2 weeks is still good. Monthly, that's still good too, but obviously weekly is good, very good. I posted regularly on the social media network of my choice. I really like YouTube, personally. In the beginning, you don't know which social media network you will like the most. So make an account on all of them under the same name. my name is easy because no one else has the name. I'm the only Howard Wimshurst in the world. That makes it very easy. I didn't have to fight anyone for my name. Yeah, that's as far as I think I'm the only Howard Wimshurst in the world. So that's good. Yeah. So that's what I recommend you do. Make a social media account on every social media site you can think of. Pinterest, Vimeo, Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, ArtStation, Behance. What's another one? Someone give me another one.
Dribble.
Vine?
TikTok.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's it. All of them.
All of them.
Make an account on all of them under the same name. Check that the name is not taken. In the beginning, upload to all of them. Over time, you're going to see that your content, your natural inclination for making content is going to be suitable for one of them over the other. I like long form content. I like 10-minute videos that I can edit and tell a story and do it that way and really explain my point. But some of you might want micro content that can loop very quickly, small things with small captions in a square format. Instagram. Okay, that might be more your kind of thing. Choose one of them. Like eventually you're going to find one that is just, you really like it. You feel comfortable with it. You understand it as well. Like I understand the YouTube search, suggestions, the YouTube search engine. I understand it. And so it's easier to work in a platform that you understand. So after a while, you can abandon the other ones that you decided you didn't like and choose that one or two. I focus really heavily on YouTube, and I've got over 200 uploads on YouTube, I believe now. So that's
oh, it turned on.
Hey.
There we go. Nice to finally see you, Howard.
Oh, let me see. I can't see you, Rad.
You can't?
Oh, there you are. There you are. I see
Hello,
you. I see you.
Howard. Nice to finally see you.
Yeah. So, where was I going with that?
Yeah. You were saying you can leave the other channels and then.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just go into one and really focus on that. You know, I focused on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie, I'm having trouble with YouTube now. They're being a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Their changes have been interesting. I've been reading up on them, and
they're being a bit
every other day.
They're annoying me a bit. Like
they're basically like that person who you had a crush on, you got them once, you broke up with them, and then all of a sudden you want to get back with them, and they say, "Nah, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna be."
It's really annoying. Like I made. You know, recently I made a really big YouTube video and I was like, yes, like this is the big one. This is the big one. I put everything into it, and then they were just like, we're not going to promote this to anyone. And I was like, why? And I don't know why. I can't understand it, because it had like twice the number of comments as my regular videos. Like for the amount of views, twice as many people decided to comment, but it didn't promote it. And
this algorithm makes no sense.
It didn't even show it to my subscribers. Some of them.
Really?
So no, some of my subscribers didn't even see it. So I don't know what to do about that. But
it's moody. It has its mood.
That's
YouTube's
not here.
Having a moment.
I don't want to put you off of YouTube. I just think that you should choose the one that you like and do that like every week. And this is the thing I've set up. Like I feel really bad if I don't upload something. So tomorrow I am uploading a video. Right now I am at a party. Tomorrow I am uploading a YouTube video. There are no exceptions.
There's a foreign construct in your world.
I don't give myself these get out of jail free cards. I have to do it. just
discipline.
Something I have to.
Non-negotiable.
It's discipline. Yeah. So sometimes I can not do it. Like I had to like, one of my family members was in the hospital. Fine, that's fine. I go to the hospital. but normally, no, I don't give myself those little luxuries. Not when it comes to this, because this is important to me, and it's bigger than me now. It's not a vanity channel. This isn't something for me to take selfies like.
Welcome to Howard's new YouTube channel. I'd like to show you my vlog for today.
my channel is not about. It's not a vanity channel. I'm not taking pictures of my food. I'm not taking pictures of my dog. This is for. This is to help people. It's for helping people. So it's like, it's bigger than me. And I take it seriously.
So cool, man.
Seriously, I wouldn't put so much effort into it. But anyway, choose one. And oh yeah, here's the other thing. Here's a good thing. Get ready for this.
Oh, back to vlogging style, I see.
I challenge you to make 100 videos. 100 videos. Don't expect anything until you've hit 100 videos.
I like it. I'm up for it.
Once you've made 100
I'll make
videos,
101 if we need to.
Once you've made 100 videos, then you can email me and complain and say, Howard, I don't have an audience. Howard, you said this, you said that.
It's being recorded, so I have a virtual record of this. Perfect.
Because most of the people who email me who are like, when am I going to get followers? When are things going to change for me? They have 3 videos on the channel.
Yeah,
you can't expect
what do you
anything
expect? Do you think I have 3 videos?
3 videos.
I can have a following with 3 videos.
Consistency.
I feel like I should end it there because that was big. That was a big.
Alright, you say anything else? You'll have a bunch of other promises you made to me, and I will follow them. That'll be your mistake.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
the mic right there.
We're gonna put like the Howard's way.
The Howard's way.
Vote for Howard.
In fact, my first video will be me talking about the promise Howard has made to me. So I'll say, so Howard, this is video 1. On to the 99 next one.
Video, I hope to see it. I want to see you reach, 90, 98, 99, 100. We'll have a big
party. I'll put a counter
party.
in the corner. I'll say ding, ding,
Yes.
ding, ding.
We'll have a big party.
Okay, Howard, thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you.
Super generous, way over the top. So
I can't help it. I just love it.
awesome.
Thanks,
you.
Howard.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
I'm gonna head out. Good night.
Enjoy the
Bye.
party.
Bye,
Thank
Howard.
you. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned because soon we will release another Q&A we had with Chris Yen, a professional animator from the industry who worked on TV anime shows like One Punch Man, The Outcast, Fate Grand, and many other. He didn't go to an art school and he learned everything he knows from YouTube and internet resources. So check it out because it can be a really inspiring session. Again, that Q&A session already passed, but don't worry, we recorded it and it's being edited. You will see the replay when we publish it here on the XP Pen YouTube channel. I hope you join us in our next live workshop this coming Wednesday, November 4th. This would be the last for this Animator Incubation program with XP Pen. Take care.